Hi, I'm BXL's AI instructor. Welcome to this lesson on Excel's TEXTSPLIT function. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a strong foundation in using TEXTSPLIT to split and manipulate text strings in powerful ways. You will also see how TEXTSPLIT plays a pivotal role in every 5G function. Let's dive in. TEXTSPLIT is a versatile function that takes a string of text and breaks it into an array based on the delimiters you specify. Here's an example. With TEXTSPLIT, we can separate this sentence into individual words. Here is TEXTSPLIT's syntax. TEXTSPLIT has two required arguments, text and column delimiter. Text is the string to split. Col delimiter specifies where one column ends and another begins. TEXTSPLIT has four optional arguments, row delimiter, ignore empty, match mode, and pad width. Row delimiter, if provided, defines where one row ends and the next begins. Ignore empty controls whether empty segments are shown as blank cells or skipped entirely. The default setting is false, which is the blank cell option. Match mode determines case sensitivity. Set it to 1 for case insensitive matching. The default is 0, making TEXTSPLIT case sensitive. The last argument is pad width. Pad width tells TEXTSPLIT what to place in missing segments. The default is #NA. This exercise demonstrates the two required arguments, text and col delimiter. Below is a phrase that is named, obviously enough, phrase. Use TEXTSPLIT to split phrase into words using a space as a column delimiter. We now know the basics of TEXTSPLIT, but there is more we can do with it. Data imported from external systems often comes in CSV format. Use TEXTSPLIT with a comma as the delimiter to extract individual values from CSV. CSV files often contain multiple rows of data. Assume we have GDP data for several countries in a single ESV string. Use a semicolon as the row delimiter to separate countries into rows. We now know how to use TEXTSPLIT to convert common CSV files into rows and columns. Imagine dinner guests presented with a list of common food allergies. Guests check those they are allergic to. The list is sent to us showing only what they selected and leaving what they did not select empty. Use the ignore empty argument to include only named allergens in the results. We have learned how to omit empty text segments. TEXTSPLIT removes delimiters from results. We will use this behavior to reveal a secret word hidden in a string. Additionally, delimiters can be a group of characters or any of an array of characters. For this exercise, create a col delimiter array consisting of a space and lowercase letters C, E, and N. Enclose the delimiters in curly brackets to tell Excel they are in an array. Use concat and TEXTSPLIT with our col delimiter array to reveal the secret word. We have learned an unexpected use for TEXTSPLIT. Data isn't always neatly arranged with the identical number of columns in each row. See what happens when we split jagged data. We have learned that TEXTSPLIT will place #NA in a row's incomplete columns. Use TEXTSPLIT's pad width argument to replace #NAs with a single dash in each empty cell. We now know how to assume omitted values and improve the appearance of our results. Imagine a construction project requiring various lengths of lumber in imperial units. We need to place each measure into its own row with two columns. The first column contains feet and the second contains inches. The units of measure are feet and inches. These are our delimiters. Feet can be expressed in upper or lowercase abbreviations or with a single quote. Inches can also be expressed in upper and lowercase abbreviations as well as double quotes. Use match mode to accept upper and lowercase delimiters. Create an array for col delimiter to include abbreviations and quotes. Set ignore empty and pad width to replace missing values with 0. Lastly, we will need our data returned as numbers, not strings. So use Excel's value function to convert TEXTSPLIT's results into numbers. Congratulations! We have learned how to master TEXTSPLIT, but we are not finished yet. Our next exercise uses TEXTSPLIT to create a new Excel function, COUNT-C. This section requires Microsoft's free Advanced Formula Environment add-in. To get it, click the Home tab, then click Add-ins. Search for Excel Labs. Click Add. We are now ready to continue. LAMBDA can package complex Excel formulas into functions that are much easier to use and share. In this section, we will use TEXTSPLIT to create a function that counts the occurrence of one or more characters in a text. The function's name is COUNT-C, and here is its syntax. Here's an example of how it works. Note that this function is case-sensitive, so unless we add an uppercase A in the delimiter array, uppercase A's will not be counted. We will use the LAMBDA function to name the formula, define arguments, and pass those arguments to our formulas. We will use the let function to break the larger formula into smaller, easier to understand formulas. One of our formulas will convert the CSV argument into an array. The next formula will split the text into segments and, in the process, remove that array's characters from the text argument. The third formula will total the length of all segments. The last formula subtracts segment lengths from the original text's length. The difference provides the count of occurrences of those characters in the text. Let's create our function. Start with the LAMBDA function. Now enter its first argument, text. Each argument must be followed by a comma. Add the second argument, characters. Add a let function. Add a TEXTSPLIT function that converts the CSV string, characters, to an array. We do not start let steps with an equal sign. Split the text into segments without the characters from the character array. When we make entry mistakes, the formula prompter tells us what is wrong and what to do next. Get the total length of segments without delimiters. Subtract the split lengths from the original text length, which gives us the number of characters removed. Return the result. Close the let function. Close the LAMBDA function. Here is our LAMBDA code. Open the Advanced Formula environment. Copy the code. Paste it into a module and save it. Our LAMBDA is ready for use. Test it. Congratulations, you have created a useful function with TEXTSPLIT. As mentioned, TEXTSPLIT plays a pivotal role in every 5G function because every 5G function has inline help text, and that inline help text is created using TEXTSPLIT. Here's the inline help for the 5G function, COUNT-C, and here's the formula that produces it. We have one long text string laid out in rows so it looks like what will be displayed. Each row is joined using the concat operator, ampersand. The column delimiter is a right arrow that looks like a tab character. It can be inserted by holding down the Alt key and entering 26 on the numeric keypad. The row delimiter is a paragraph mark which can be typed using Alt 0182. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Please leave suggestions for improvements or for new tutorials in the comments below. The link to this workbook is in the YouTube description.